Cage Minds. We got Ricky Esquibel with us. Jackson's MMA series just around the corner, February 13th. Back in action. It's been a long time. How excited are you first, just chomping at the bit to get back in there?
I'm really excited because it's been a long year coming, a long year and a half since I fought, and you get that pent-up energy. You see your teammates winning, so I'm excited.
Knee injury coming off the torn ACL, right?
Oh yeah. So in my last fight, I hurt my knee, got injured, had to have surgery, and I had a surgery a year ago, and so now, it's my first fight back. I'm excited.
So tell us, what was rehabbing like? Because torn ACL 20 years ago, that was, oh my God, horror music. It's a horrendous injury. And how was the recovery?
The recovery went smooth. I had a really good surgery. I decided to go to California, and I had the same surgeon that GSP had, and the same surgeon who did Manny Pacquiao's shoulder, Kobe Bryant's ankle. So I made sure to have a good surgery, and then the recovery, that it was tough and it was grueling. It tested my patience, but it was a success.
So what did they do for your surgery? It wasn't the cadaver ligament, or was it?
No, I decided to go with patellar tendon graft. So they take the middle third part of your patellar tendon out. They take that out, and then they use that as your ACL. So it's a little bit longer of a recovery process than the cadaver, but it's stronger because it's my own tissue.
And then, how long have you been actively now training since the recovery process finished?
So January was a year. I started training around October, nice and, it took about 10 months. So I started training MMA about 10 months in, and that I started out light, and now I'm, back to full training.
And now, how excited were you when Ricky got in contact with you and you're like, yeah, it's ready, you're ready to go, you're ready to get back in there?
Yeah, so I had, like I said, I had all that pent-up energy. I wanted to get back in the cage right away. So I had actually texted Ricky to find me a fight. And so it just turned out that he was going to set up his next Jackson series. He called me, told me that he has Javier Cepeda ready to fight. And, normally guys would take a build-up fight, someone just to get ring rust out, but I'm taking on a guy who's 7-0, who's finished a lot of his fights, so it's not going to be a problem for me.
So what about this matchup made it intriguing for you, made you want to take this fight?
One of the things is just because Javi is he's a good fighter, so why waste my time fighting bums, right? I mean, Javi is out there winning fights, he's doing really well. So the only way I'm going to get better is if I fight guys who are good. I don't want to fight guys who just suck and then, think I'm better than what I am, and then if I fight a good guy, then I get my ass whooped. That's
Javier comes in there, he throws a lot of leather. We know he wants to keep it standing. What do you do to make him uncomfortable?
So I'm not gonna tell you exactly what I'm gonna do, but
well, not exactly, but give us a little something.
But I'll strike with him. I'll mix it up with him. I'll show that I'm not afraid of his power. I respect it, but I'm not afraid of it, and I'm gonna do my best to just do whatever I can to beat him.
Since your last fight, where do you feel you've grown the most as a martial artist?
The most that I've grown is mental toughness. With recovering from an injury, that's one of the things, that's the only thing I was able to really work on, because I went from training 2 or 3 times a day to not being able to really do anything, not even be able to walk for the first few weeks, and my mental game is a little bit stronger than what it used to be.
Having to sit there and watch and be on the sidelines for that time, and I'm sure you did a lot of watching. Were there any new things you noticed in the game, or any kind of new innovations you saw, things because you were able to look at it from a different perspective now?
I didn't really see too many new things. The things that I did see, or the things that I focused on mostly that I watched, were things that motivated me. Things, for instance, like Dominic Cruz. He had surgery the same week that I did, so watching his recovery come along. So I wasn't really focusing too much on what was changing in the game. I was focusing on, more motivation, more working on my mental strength and stuff like that.
You've been out of fight in the year. How inspirational is it watching him do what he did 2 fights in 4 years?
Oh God, Dominic Cruz is probably one of the biggest inspirations right now because I only had 1 ACL surgery. This guy had 3 ACL surgeries. He went from fighting the best guys in the world, blowing out his knee 3 times, and then fighting the best guys in the world again and winning, getting his belt back. So he's probably one of the most inspirational guys right now for me.
And then also, what does it do for you? We know you have the gym job, UFC gym.
Yeah.
What does that do for you, coaching and getting interactive with all kinds of people?
And that's another thing is being a coach. It helps me, when I couldn't fight, I at least helped the kids out. I worked with some people who have Parkinson's, and so they, it's good to just get my mind off of my own fighting and stuff and help other people, especially kids and especially the older population, because they need exercise. Kids need to learn the right habits to take into adulthood. The elderly people need help with, their strength and balance and maintaining their muscle mass. That way they don't get injured.
Coming off the injury, how much of a goal is it going to be just stepping in the cage fight night?
Yeah, I mean, there's that saying, the greater the adversity, the more glory in overcoming it. And so, or the greater the hardship, the more glory.
Yeah.
And so it's gonna be good. It's a win for me just getting back in the cage. So it's gonna be fun once I win.
Then what's your expectations for the win? Do you have an envisionment for how this goes down?
So first thing I'm gonna do is just go for a rolling heel hook. That's my game plan.
So we know there's going to be a flying knee out the gate. All right. Last thing, Ricky, who do you got to shout out to? Who do you got to thank?
I just want to thank my family at Jackson Wink, John Dotson, Andrew Tennyson, Joby Sanchez, all the guys who've been helping me. My family over at UFC Gym, they're amazing over there. And then my real family, my mom's, my sister, my dad, my brothers, and that's about it.
February 13th, we'll see everybody up at the Buffalo Thunder Casino, Jackson's MMA Series 17.